Hello, beautiful beings. Welcome to this February energy update. I am so excited to be here with you guys. It feels surreal because January was such a long month, but it also felt like it went by really fast looking back on it. But again, it also felt like 3 months. And I was not expecting that. But as expected, it didn't feel like the new year until around the 22nd. And I've had quite the shift in my life personally since then. Finding a new place to live with 3 days to spare. I'm launching a new program right now. If you haven't seen on my Instagram stories or anywhere else that I post updates, it's called Become a Reader in 90 days. And I'll be teaching you how to become an astrologer and human design reader, either for yourself, for your loved ones, for your family members, for your friends, or professionally, or both, if that's something you want to do with learning these systems. I'm so excited about it. We start on February 20th, but if you want to get your gift that I'll be giving everyone that enrolls before we start on the 20th, then you want to sign up before Valentine's Day, before the 13th or 14th of February. So you have about 10 days to sign up, and that will give enough time for your gift to come in the mail before we start as a group on the 20th. It is a group program, so it's going to be with me and with other members in the program as well. You'll have group support and my support with calls every 2 weeks and courses. The whole itinerary is listed on the program page. If you want to check that out, it'll be linked in the show notes. It'll be in the description box of this video. It's on my website at the banner at the top. If you click on just that top link up there, Become a Reader in 90 days, I think it says, you click on it, that will take you to the page to learn more about what's inside, what you'll be learning every single week of the 90 days that we're together. Pricing details, there's an FAQ on there. So anything you want to know about the program is listed on that page. So you can learn more and choose if you want to enroll this time around. I will most likely be doing this program twice a year from here on out. So once enrollment closes on the 19th of February, I won't be doing it again until, when would that be? Like August or September. So yeah, if you want to join us this time around, enroll soon and I will get your gift in the mail. It is two journals, 2 gifts you guys get for enrolling. I'm so excited about these gifts. I wish I had a visual to show you. Mine isn't here yet. And then I'll have a visual to show you all on my Instagram stories. They are journals with your chart on them. And that's all I'm going to say for now. So let's get into February. I will be pulling a card for each aura type and human design, saving my phi. I am already combining my words. Manifesting generated energy activated. I will be saving my February horoscopes for those of you that are in the AstroHD membership. If you're in the membership, or if you're not, you probably know either way that is where I do my in-depth horoscopes for each rising sign. And my next class I'll be doing in the membership, I do one a month, a new class live over Zoom where you get to hop on and answer questions and be on the class live, and then you get access to the replay in the membership portal. The next class I'll be doing is on working with the transits and astrology, as well as numerology for planning your weeks, your months, and your year ahead. So I'll be teaching you all in the membership how to make your own horoscopes in astrology. So that's something I'm really excited about too. I already have a class in the membership on human design transits, if that's something you want to learn more about. And I'm excited to add more about the astrology transits and progressed charts and how I use numerology as well to just know what's ahead for me, based on some number crunching, which really is all that numerology is. So that's an update of everything that I'm creating for you guys. And I'm really excited. I'll be doing, now that I'm in my new home, I feel so much more grounded and like this is my literal cave. I still have some, like, it's wild how when you have traumatic experiences, they like stick with you, and how I still kind of have the like lingering habits from just some things that happened at my last home that like little t traumatized me. And I will most likely be doing a podcast episode on that. I just sent a very vulnerable post to my email subscribers and put that slightly reworded on my Instagram as well, so you can check that out. My kind of experience with, I didn't go too much in the nitty-gritty details of like the vulnerability behind it, but just how the transits really helped me through that experience, and to know when to take action on a move and when it was going to be most aligned for me. But I'll probably do a more in-depth podcast episode on just that whole experience and what I learned about human design compatibility and astrology. I learned so much about both systems through that experience, but really the most, what is the word? The most intense or just like eye-opening thing I learned was about electromagnetic channels in human design compatibility, which I also have a class on reading human design relationship charts in the membership. But I want to talk about my personal experience with electromagnetic channels and just that whole living situation on another podcast episode. So look for that coming soon. I'm ranting at this point. Let's get into February. I could talk forever. Con and pro, I suppose, of having the sacral connected to the throat. It just comes on out. So February is kind of a chill month, like even just looking at the transits, like the list of the transits, it's like there's not much going on really. We do have, this is human design now, pardon me for that. We do have the nodes moving into gate 27 on the 6th of February. So in a couple days, right after the full moon, actually, the nodes will be moving into new gates, which is going to change the season of life that we're in as a collective, and kind of gear us up for the nodal shift that occurs later in the year when the nodes move into Aries and Libra. So gate 27 is all about nurturance. How are we providing for ourselves, and how are we providing for and nurturing the people around us? So that's going to kind of shift on the 6th of February, shift the kind of season of life that we're in as a collective. We've been in an energy of bringing up things from the past, repeating old cycles so that we can reframe them and move forward in new ways. And we're ending that out come the beginning first week of February. But February in general and intuitively, as well as, you know, it's a 2 month. This is bringing in numerology, and we're in a 7 year. 7 plus 2 is 9. So February is a month of endings. It's a month of transition. It's a month of death, so that things in our lives can be reborn. And this is what kept coming up again and again when I was doing my horoscopes for each zodiac sign for my members in the membership, was that February is really a month of ending, closing out chapters, and kind of closing things out so that we can move on, so that we can put our energy and forward momentum into new projects, into new creative ventures, and to new business opportunities, and to new people in our lives, new love interests, new friendships, all of those kinds of things, new homes for a lot of us. A lot of us are moving right now, in a lot of just transition. And I feel like that's why we have been so tired for the past, really all of January. I felt like was just really exhausting, but there were like 2 weeks there where I was like, is there something wrong with me? Like, do I have adrenal fatigue? Like, I was just so tired all the time. And I think our body was really preparing for all of the changes that are coming in and starting to come in this month. Like this spring is going to be big for a lot of us. If you've been doing the work, if you have been building the business, if you have been like, again, closing out all of the old chapters, the old cycles, the old patterns, the old people, energetic signatures, closing those out, like this spring is going to change a lot of our lives forever in really, really positive ways. And this is kind of just the last hurrah before we move into the new in a really big way. And I promise the 2023 update is still coming. I did not forget about it. I did not like manifesting generator. I'm never going to do that and just leave it wherever. Like it's still on its way. This whole week was me moving into this place and getting everything just set up and closing out my chapters, and so that I can move on and do the things that I want to do and create for you guys and show up for you guys and connect with you guys. So that is really the energy that we're stepping into this month. So we have a full moon in Leo on the 5th. That will be at about in the morning, early afternoon on the 5th of February. This is going to be about really allowing yourself to be seen in your passions and your creativity and what you maybe love to do as a child as well. A lot of us are stepping into like remembering what we just love to do as a child, right? What our innate passions and gifts were coming into this life that we knew that we had to share, and somewhere along the way of growing up, they got lost, right? So a lot of us are revisiting that and bringing that back into our lives in a really big way around the time of this full moon. And Leo, I feel, is such a misunderstood energy. Like Leo is all about shining unconditional love and connecting with people and being that playful, fun, creative energy. And that's really what this full moon is bringing up for a lot of us. Like, what do you need to release around your confidence, around your inner child's desires, right? Around your playfulness, around your fun, around your joy, around your passions, around your creativity. What beliefs or mindsets do you need to release and let go of so that you can step into all those things fully? That's on the 5th of February. So that's the full moon this month. And then on the 19th of February, right before my Become a Reader of Astrology and Human Design program starts, we have a new moon in Pisces. And this is all about setting new intentions, right? New moons are about beginning 6-month cycles. Full moons end 6-month cycles. So look where Leo is in your chart if you want to be your own astrologer and look and see what's going to be coming up for you around the time of the full moon. Closing out a 6-month cycle that began with the new moon in Leo back in July or August. So look at that area of your life, that house that you have Leo in, and think back to, okay, what were you beginning or wanting to start around the new moon in Leo, July, August time, summer, right? And what are you calling in around this full moon to complete that 6-month cycle? Then we have a new cycle beginning in your house of Pisces, wherever you have Pisces in your chart. This is a new beginning. This is around your creativity, your spirituality, your creations as well. February is all about cultivating your creativity, sharing your passions, sharing your ideas, sharing what inspires you, what your vision is, what your dream is for your life, right? And putting that out into the world and creating something around it. I realized I started this without my water, so I will be back in 10 seconds. I cannot do anything without water beside me because I live in a very dry climate. So February is all about, like I said at the beginning or a little bit ago, closing out chapters that are holding you back from being seen, from your creativity, from your authenticity, from expressing and sharing your passions with the world. And then with this new moon in Pisces, it's like, okay, it's go time. Like, let's go. What have you been wanting to start? Create, put out there, share with the world. Now is the time to do it. Come spring, it's really going to take off and probably change your life in more ways than you could have predicted or known were possible. Okay, so we have a lot of squares and sextiles this month. So there might be some conflict or challenges that arise on the 3rd, the 4th, and the 21st. So sprinkled throughout this month, there might be some conflict and challenges that ultimately lead you to pivot, lead you to innovate, lead you to rethink things, right? And I just saw a quote that it like perfectly describes this energy of, what was it? I'm not going to remember it exactly, but it said something about the universe hasn't brought you what you want because something better is on the way. Something like that. I think I posted it to my Instagram stories. So if you're seeing this within 24 hours of me posting it, or let's say 20 hours, I think I posted 4 hours ago. So you'll see it on my Instagram stories. It's just a quote about, you not having what you want yet because there's something better coming in. And that's really this energy. Like anything that is a setback or a conflict or a challenge is because it's ultimately leading you to grow. And there's probably something better on the other side of that conflict and challenge. Like me as an example with this whole move that I spoke to on my Instagram, one of my recent posts about, I was forcing like to find a place and to be out of my last place before my housemate was gone, and I wanted to be back before he came back from his vacation or whatever. And I was trying to force it. Like, I don't want to be here when he comes back. I don't want to have to deal with him. Like, I just want to be done with it. But it wasn't the right time. Mercury was retrograde in my house of home, my area of home, my 4th house. It wasn't the right time. And that's because there was something even better in store for me that I could have imagined finding on Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist or Zillow. Like, the place I found has never been listed on any of those places because it's a word of mouth living situation. And what I'm trying to say is you can't force divine timing, and you can't force things that are truly meant for you. And it's probably going to blow your expectations out of the water. And that's what all those setbacks are for. That's what all those seemingly challenges are for, to help you to slow down and be like, no, this isn't it. This isn't it. And that's what your authority and human design is for too. Like, I knew in my gut, like, none of the places I saw were right. I could have forced them. I could have forced any number of those places that I looked at. It was probably about a dozen, but they just didn't feel right. Like, something was just off about each one. And I trusted that. I trusted my gut, my authority, and it led me to the perfect place, better than I literally could have imagined for myself. So that's a personal example from my life of this energy and really what is possible this month. I mean, especially we have so much moving into Pisces, and Pisces is a sign of miracles and miraculous occurrences, especially with Pisces ruling planet being in Jupiter, right? And being in Aries right now. Jupiter is in Aries, right? So it's like you take inspired action, you trust in the process, you trust in your authority, you trust in yourself and your knowing, you're going to be rewarded with abundance and opportunity and expansion through that trusting in the divine process. I think Mercury leaves shadow on the 6th through the 7th of February. Finally done with Mercury retrograde. And then on the 11th, we have Mercury entering Aquarius. Might cause some aloofness when it comes to communication or ideas. It could also create more of a, innovative feel when it comes to your mind, like wanting to innovate, wanting to share your ideas, wanting to embrace your own individuality, right? and embrace what you bring to the collective and start to speak that into fruition more, start to share those ideas with people, start to put yourself out there, right? Again, this month is all about what are you creating? People aren't going to know about it if you're not sharing it with the world. If you're just in a cave in the mountains somewhere, no one's going to know what you're doing. And how does that help anyone? How does that even help you, right? Your ideas and your innovations are meant to be shared with the collective because they probably benefit the collective. And that's what I feel like Mercury in Aquarius will really, really, really bring to us as a collective on a collective level. On the 18th, we have the sun entering Pisces. Pisces season begins on the 18th, feeling more dreamy, feeling more hopeful, feeling more miracle-minded, feeling more spiritual. With Neptune in Pisces, a lot of us have been experiencing spiritual awakenings. And with us being in a Neptune year, going into Pisces season, our dreams are going to be really vivid and prophetic. So pay attention to your dreams, write them down. And also not just your sleep dreams, but your actual life goals dreams. What is your dream life? What have you always dreamed of doing or having or being, right? That is what is going to be a focus at this time. On the 19th, right after that, we have Venus moving into Aries. Venus in Pisces has been very dreamy, romantical. Is that a word? Kind of like a preface, like a foreshadowing for Sun in Pisces, with Venus in Pisces, because Venus is exalted in Pisces. So we're all just kind of, feeling like creating, feeling like spending time and energy and focusing on what are those dreams? What do I want to create? How do I want to share my gifts? How do I want to be of service to the world around me that also benefits me, right? What do I want to start sharing more with the world? What do I want to start creating and putting out there to the world? I feel like I'm repeating myself at this point, but once Venus moves into Aries towards the end of the month on the 19th, that will really be a time of go time, taking action on it, right? Now is all about getting clarity around it. And once we get to the end of the month, that is okay, how am I going to move forward on this? I can't just sit at home and daydream all day. I have to also, while that's beneficial, you have to also take inspired action. A lot of us are going to be really getting serious about our spiritual practices as well, like yoga, meditation, chanting, breath work. Those types of things are really going to be a focus this whole year, but definitely as we enter into Pisces season will be more of a focus, like your connection to spirituality and strengthening that, because it's going to strengthen your connection to your inner authority in human design and really benefit you in unimaginable ways. Like I said, February feels like a really chill month of gaining clarity, transition, closing out chapters, finalizing things we're moving on from, so that we can really move forward and so that we can really have the space for those new passion projects or creative ventures. I wish I had some tool that could count how many times I use those phrases in my horoscopes for February for my members, y'all, because literally so many times I typed the phrase out, creative ventures, passion projects. That is the biggest focus, I feel like, for February is what are you creating? And what is a passion that you want to start pursuing more or fully and sharing with the world? I just did a life purpose reading for a client, and what came up and what has been coming up a lot lately in some of my readings and just in general when I talk about what I do, right? And when I'm on TikTok live, for example, is how did you get started doing what you're doing? And it is the craziest story. Like most things in my life, they're crazy stories. Literally, I was kicked out of my ex's house with 3 hours notice, moved into my boss's house. This was 2019. They kicked me out. And after like 3 months, I couldn't afford a place. I was in a tourist town. Rent was crazy expensive. And so they were like, well, you got to either find a place or leave. And I was like, well, I don't have money to find a place, so I guess I'm gonna leave. Kick me out is a strong word. I had to give more information behind that because they didn't really kick me out, but they were like, you need to find a place. You gotta leave. And I was like, shit, I'm broke. So I moved back in with my parents who lived in Florida, 2,000 miles away from me at the time. And I was so bored there. I was so like not wanting to be there and not be around my parents all the time. If you're watching this, guys, I love you, but like, there's only so much time I can spend around you. So I ended up watching a bunch of tarot videos and getting really obsessed with tarot on YouTube and watching like tarot videos for Taurus and blah, 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 pick a card. And through watching so many tarot videos, I taught myself tarot and it ended up becoming a really big passion of mine. So I bought my first tarot deck, which was by this company that makes this deck as well. It looks similar to this, but it's called the Groovy Weight by Tarot Collectibles. Love them. Sponsor me. That would be awesome. Give me an affiliate ship. Anyways, awesome tarot decks. I bought one and it came and I was so excited. I had no idea that I had an ability or knack for reading tarot cards, but I just started doing it and sending readings to my friends. I was like, oh, I want to send one to this person. I want to send them to this person. And I would just do the reading, like film it and send it to them. And every single time they were like, how did you know that? How like that resonated so much? Like, you're so good at this. And I was like, I don't know. I just watched a bunch of YouTube videos and then I started to learn the cards and then I got one and I got a deck and I just started doing readings for you guys. I don't know. And then they told their friends and their friends told their friends and they were like, how much do you charge? And I was like, wait, you want to pay me for this? Like, it's just something I love to do. And then I was like, this qualifies as a business. Like, I could turn this into an actual business. And I was also super passionate about astrology and had been learning astrology for the past few years. And so people knew that about me too, and that I knew more about astrology than they did. And we're like, I want you to read my chart. I want you to tell me about my chart. And I was like, okay, I could add that as a service too. And that's literally how I started doing what I'm doing now. I mean, it's evolved over the last 3 years. That was 2020 when COVID hit. There's much, much more to the story. I'm completely generalizing and leaving so many crazy moments out. But if I went into it, it would be an hour-long story. But that is basically how I started doing what I'm doing. I built a website based around teaching astrology a few months later, and started offering more in-depth astrology readings and crystal grids and working with crystals and tarot cards and astrology for people. And it morphed into what it is today. Then I found human design and started learning more about human design and doing that for my friends. And they were like, you literally just gave me a better reading than the one I paid a human design reader to give me. And more light bulb moments just went off. So you never know what can happen through following your passions and what you love to do and putting it out there to the world. Like, literally anything is possible. So let me be your expander in that way and inspiration in that way, that you never know how your life can change when you just start pursuing more of what you love. And that's really what February is all about. And I'm really excited about it. So yeah, let's get into, let me see if you guys have any questions. And then let's get into tarot readings, bringing back tarot because I have missed it for each human design aura type. And also let me see about the human design transits, because I realized the only thing I touched on was the North Node. Another thing that's important about the next couple months is that all planets are direct out of retrograde. So we don't have any planet retrogrades until the end of April. So forward momentum is to be expected. For the first week of February, really, this is kind of a time of laying low, taking it easy, listening to your inner voice, listening to yourself, listening to people around you too, and what type of conversations you have that are giving you insight into how to move forward, right? Kind of like what I just talked about. Like, what are you finding yourself talking about in conversation, or what's coming up with you and your friends or your family members or whoever you talk to or yourself, or what are you seeing on social media? Because those are all signs, right, of the direction that you're headed. And just like how I kept seeing all these tarot videos and watching all these tarot videos, and then I just happened to fall in love with a deck that I saw someone use on YouTube. And that one thing led to another. That's kind of happening right now with all these signs that you're seeing. So pay attention to the signs and the signals and what is coming up. So that is the first week of February, just based on the sun being in gate 13 and the earth being in gate 7. What are some ways that you're feeling called to lead with your passions, with your creativity, or asked to being? What are some ways you are asked to being? Wait, how do I say that? What just happened? What are some ways people are asking you to lead? And then the second week of February, from the 8th until the 12th, we have the sun in gate 49, which is the gate of principles, I believe. Just from, let me actually consult my ebook for that, because I do not have all the keynotes and names of the gates memorized. And I want to make sure I'm telling you guys the right thing. Maybe after a year of doing these transit updates, I'll have them memorized, but that is not me yet. There are a lot of gates to learn about, which is why I created my guide. It's for me and for you. Okay, so gate 49 is, oh, I did get that right. I gotta trust myself more. So yeah, this gate is all about, what change do you want to bring to society and to humanity? This is what I just spoke to with Mercury and Aquarius as well. Like, this is going to be that energy too. Like, what kind of revolution do you want to lead? We just had Saturn in this gate Saturn just left this gate. So maybe what kind of karmic lessons were you learning recently about your own personal revolution or your own principles that you need to live by? Because that is going to give you insight into how you can contribute those to society and to humanity. Or just integrate that lesson for yourself if it's something you don't feel called to teach or help people with this time. We're also learning to be selective with our energy and to set boundaries around who has access to us and how often certain people have access to us, whether it be through social media or in person or living with people, right? Like, protecting your energy at all costs and really listening to your authority when it comes to that is going to be a theme from the 8th until the 12th. And then it will be a theme again when Mercury moves there on the 24th and through the end of the month, the 27th. February is a short month. It's so fun. 28 days. I love it. And then on the 13th, we have the sun moving into gate 30. I think that's the gate of feelings. Well, I do not say confident when I say it like that, but I got it right. It's the gate of feelings. So more awareness of what we're feeling. And this is us moving into Pisces season as well, learning more about our emotional waves. If you're an emotional authority, which I'll bet anything 50% of you are, because 50% of the world is an emotional authority. More about how to work with your feelings, more about how to hold space for your feelings, and use those as momentum. Use those as like, okay, what is this teaching me, right? And how can I move this energy versus just like sitting in it? And maybe using that to channel it into creativity, right? That's another thing that emotional authorities teach us so well, is how to channel our emotions into creation. And again, themes this month of creation and putting yourself and your gifts out there. Then on the 19th, we have, right after the sun moves into Pisces, we have the gate, the sun moving into gate 55, which is the gate of spirit, I believe. connecting us to our spiritual practices, connecting us to, again, more of that energy of tuning into when we feel melancholy and how we can hold space for that, and also know how to channel that into something creative, like going on a walk, coloring, going on a run, doing yoga, calling a friend that you haven't talked to in forever, or painting, drawing. So many things can be creative pursuits and really help us to get out of that funk when we just put the energy into it and take the first step. Doesn't have to be perfect. Perfection is unattainable, as I like to say with my Chiron and Virgo. It's been a huge lesson for me. And then towards the end of the month, we'll be feeling called more towards connecting with friends, community, gathering more relationships, as we have the sun moving into gate 37, which is all about community. And that will put the earth in gate 40, which is the gate of aloneness. So that might come up as well, like feelings of, where do I belong? Am I going to be alone forever, kind of thing? But it's all about, right, taking that inspired action to put yourself out there, to share yourself and your gifts, to find the people that you belong with, to find your community, to find, the people that you're meant to be with and around that feel like family. And that is the human design lens, more specifics around the energy of February. So now it's time to pull some cards for each aura type. Let me just make sure. Okay. Hopefully the sound isn't too low with me moving the mic away a little bit. Okay, what do we have for, let's do generators first. What do we have for generators for February? Changing your perspective, not getting stuck in a past betrayal or strong feelings, beliefs you have associated with certain people in your life, or something that's coming up is like not sticking in something that feels, some of you have the right angle cross of migration that just came through. Not staying in something you know isn't meant for you, or something that doesn't excite you anymore because you're loyal to it. Like, be loyal to yourself. Be loyal to yourself first and others second, because that will always put you in the right places and opportunities and around the people that are meant for you and deserve your energy and are worthy of your energy and your passion and your excitement, right? As a generator, you're here to do what you love, and that creates this magnetic and enveloping aura in you. So do that, and don't settle for anything that's less than what truly excites you and is a true calling and passion for you. The Magician came out. You can create whatever you want. So what do you want to create? Maybe journaling can be helpful for you to get clarity, making a list of things that are interesting you right now or things that you want to do, and then going with, I once heard a generator say that they do this, and it was like one of the best things I've ever heard for a generator to do, like an exercise, is to write everything down that excites you and which one excites you the most, that you could just like, okay, that one, and I want to do this around it, and I could do that, and I could do that, like which one excites you the most, and go with that, because you have everything you need to create what you want. It's just about trusting that you do and taking inspired action towards it and changing your perspective. Like the Hangman came out. I don't know if I said that, but like freeing yourself from this thing that you felt you need to be loyal to so that you can move on and spread your wings in a new way. Okay, a bunch of cards just came out and fell on the floor. Yeah, like don't hold on to something that has past its point of interest and excitement and passion for you. Like, when you buy fruit, you let it get ripe and then you eat it. You don't let it sit there and rot, hopefully. I mean, if you do, no judgment. I've done that so many times. But like the best part of the fruit ripening is when it's ripe for you to eat. It's not helpful for you if it spoils, right? So this opportunity is no different. Don't let it like spoil. Leave while, you're still on good terms and you're not like bitter or frustrated about it. The Fool, it's time for you to start a new journey. You have everything you need. Again, It feels like there's something you're refusing to like celebrate about yourself or notice about yourself, and it's causing you a lot of anxiety, and it's causing you to not want to move forward. So journal about that. There's something that needs to be balanced in your favor when it comes to this as well. Maybe you're like waiting for things to be made right, or you're waiting for someone to give you the acknowledgement you deserve, or I don't know, something like that. But it's like, it's never going to come. You just need to move on because it's going to come from your next opportunity, and it's going to be so much better for you. Like, you need to allow yourself to move forward. You can't just stay in this and expect it to change, because it feels like there's a person in it that's just not going to change. And like, you have to be the one that changes. Feels like meditation can really help you. Maybe you've been saying you want to meditate, but you haven't. So make that a practice this month, because it will really help you gain clarity around the situation and help you relieve anxiety around it as well. Maybe even moving your body too. It's like you're blocking your own abundance because you don't want to move forward. So move forward, and the new opportunity, the abundance, everything will come in through that. You got to take the leap. I mean, I feel like that's what this Fool card is all about. It's like, take the leap before you have the how, or you have the no, right? It's going to come in. Just trust that when you take the leap, the net will be there to catch you. So that is what I have for you, generators. Let me know how that resonated. Love you guys. And I'm going to do projectors next. All right, what do we have for human design projectors for February of 2022? Ooh, the lovers. The lovers card came out. Ace of Pentacles. Damn. Okay, some of you need to rest more. I feel like there's a love interest coming in, or a renewed sense of love or opportunity that you love. You know, if you're already in a happy relationship, it could be an opportunity that is just more aligned with you. Like, you're in a new place, and okay, that was too many cards. And you just have this reinvigorated, renewed joy for life kind of energy, projector. Ace of Pentacles, it feels like a new opportunity is coming in to make money. Maybe one you've been like saying you wanted to do or had on your mind for a long time, and you just haven't taken the action, or it hasn't been the right timing for the action to be taken. But it feels like recognition will come in really fast once you do start taking the action. So don't hold back from being seen. Don't hold back from sharing your joy. Projectors, you also need to meditate this month. I mean, that's probably gonna be a message for everybody, but you will gain a lot of clarity through meditation. You'll get a lot of messages and downloads. Learn more about your cognition as well. If you don't already know about your cognition and your strongest intuitive ability in human design, it's called your cognition. You can learn it by pulling up your chart on my website, and I have a class on it in the AstroHD membership, or you can learn about it in my variables ebook. There's also a perspective shift that needs to change for you, projector, and learning to ask for help when you need it, learning to work smarter and not harder, give yourself more rest and self-care, and really acknowledge how far you've come and how much you've already done in your life. Now that you have that experience, you can move forward in any way to not drain yourself the ways that you used to. There's something that's just like leaping to come into your life. That's like, it's ready. It's like you're learning how to work. Maybe some of your emotional authority, emotional projectors, learning how to work with your emotional waves and your creativity. Don't argue with yourself. It's like, just take the action, like get out of your head. And you don't need to keep putting in so much hard work. Like, you just need to do the things that are going to result in the things that you want. You know, if it's clients, you need to create content and put it on social media to be seen by your potential clients, right? That kind of thing. Like, you don't need all this fancy equipment. You don't need a website. You don't need all this fancy stuff that everybody thinks you need before you can start a business. No, you just need to start creating, putting it out to the world, and the rest will come. I didn't have a website when I started. I didn't even have a way to accept payments until someone asked to pay me. And I was like, Venmo? PayPal? Right? So all that stuff can come later. Don't be a perfectionist. It's only going to hold you back. Literally, you just need to take the action and do the thing. Like, you don't need all of this, you don't need a microphone. Like, I got this microphone a couple months ago. I've had my podcast for 2 years, almost a year and a half. Before that, I had a podcast for 2 years. Just got a microphone. So you don't need all of this stuff to do what you want to do and put yourself out there. Yeah, follow your intuition. Don't walk back into a situation that drained you or that led you to a lot of emotional turmoil, that kind of thing. Leave the past in the past. Don't revisit things, but move forward and put yourself out there. Projectors. Go watch my video for projectors on my Instagram. It's pinned to the top for inspiration. Okay. And have a wonderful February. Love you, projectors. Okay, let's do manifestors. Saving the best for last, reflectors. Love you guys. Love all of you guys. But this is going to be for Manny Gens. Okay, Ace of Wands. New opportunity coming in fast. New idea, new passion. Classic for Manny Gen, right? New passions emerge all the time. Which one excites you the most? Do it. All right. Nope. What else do we have for manifesting generators for February? What do we have? Oh, okay. Some of you have been in hermit mode or just need to spend some time alone healing from whatever you just went through. I know that resonates with me as a manifesting generator. And then through that, grace with yourself, there will begin a new journey, a new path, something to take the leap on, so to speak. Don't sit waiting for things forever. You can also make things happen in alignment with your authority. Listen to your inner authority, right? I mean, that's always the broken record. That is just on repeat on all of my videos. Listen to your authority. But Manny Gens, if there's something, you're moving forward towards something really, really quickly. Because you have closed out a chapter, you have learned how to master your emotional intelligence. You've learned how to not let things rile you up or get you so angry or frustrated anymore. You just learned how to, okay, I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna pivot. This roommate situation is crazy. I'm just gonna leave. I'm gonna move into a new place. I'm gonna hide in my room until that happens. No need to put up with it and just get angry and frustrated, right? That's kind of like your energy in February, is like you've closed out that chapter of what used to really just nag you emotionally and you let yourself get caught up in and it drained you. You're moving on from that. You that season has ended. Now it's time for a new season where you put your satisfaction and your peace first. And I feel like once you put your joy first, you take your blinders off as it relates to like the red flags you're seeing and people around you and people you meet, things are going to move forward really quickly. King of Pentacles, like you got it on lock. It's just about trusting that you do and not letting what you see all the time distract you from what you know to be true deep inside. And just, it's about moving forward this month, putting your joy first. What brings you happiness? What brings you satisfaction? What feels good to do? What do you find yourself getting lost in that you could just do for hours? And you look up and you're like, oh shit, it's 10 p.m. Where did the whole day go? Right? That's what you're meant to be doing, Manny Gen. A lot of you might require, like I said, with the Hermit card coming out too, some more alone time just to recharge, to reflect, more rest and recovery this month, the Four Swords, just for your mind to really process everything you've been through recently, and just clear it out. Maybe some, walking, running, movement, working out would be helpful too, to just move that through your body, so that doesn't get stagnant. But everything is like a full go. It's like, don't even like stop to collect $200. Like, just keep doing what you're doing, because it's all adding up. And it's all leading to like this energy of like the king of the material world, and mastering your expansion and mastering your success through just following what feels exciting and following what expands you and what excites you and what you're passionate about right now. And not getting caught up in, again, kind of similar to what came through for generators, like not allowing yourself to stay in something that doesn't feel aligned anymore, just for the sake of being loyal or whatever, trying to prove something. Some of you have undefined or open heart centers. You got nothing to prove. Just be yourself, do your thing, and everything that's meant for you will come, including your success, the money, the house, the partner. It's all coming in. So trust that it is. Keep doing your thing. And I will see you next month, Manny Gens. I love you. Okay, let's do reflectors. Let's do manifestors last. Chariot, you guys are moving forward. There's something you guys are just waiting for to come in. You guys are also going to be just requiring more rest and a period of recovery. Maybe you're learning how to really truly wait a lunar cycle and work with your strategy, because you don't have an authority, right? As a reflector, it is the moon. Maybe learning how to work with the transits, learning astrology. There's some thing you have been holding on to that you need to let go of, because it's only holding you down in terms of where you're headed and how you're moving forward. So whatever just came to you when I said that, trust that that is what I'm talking about for you, because this is a general reading. Your happiness is inherent. It's just about keeping faith and letting life surprise you. I mean, that's your signature feeling, reflector. Like, you're here to be surprised by life. And you got to stand your ground for that. You got to fight for your protection. You got to fight for what's correct for you. You got to really, you got to practice a lot of strength when it comes to learning how to work with your energy, learning how to work with, knowing what environments are correct for you versus what ones are not, and trusting that how you feel in a place matters, right? It's not for naught. I feel like there's some opportunity that you feel like you missed because you didn't act on it. And the message is like, you didn't miss it, right? You can't miss anything that's meant for you. Like, if it's meant for you, you cannot ever lose it or miss it. Like, if it's meant for you, it's meant for you. There is no loss in divine mind, which is like God, universe, energy, right? So just trust in that. Trust that you didn't lose anything because you didn't act, and trust that. Don't dwell on it. Trust that something better is coming in. And again, message of meditation is coming up for you, reflector. Like, create that space. Feels like you're juggling a lot right now, so ask for help when you need it. Don't be afraid to hire certain things out, because money can always be replenished, but your time and energy, especially your time, cannot be. So don't be afraid of that. And it feels like you guys are you're moving into something big too. And you just got to release these final things so that you have space for the new to come in when it is time. Fight for your dream. Fight for your vision. Fight for how you want to contribute to humanity. I'm getting really warm right now too, which is usually a sign of like there's clearing and healing for you all to do. So the downtime and rest that you need, giving yourself that will probably heal a lot of maybe stagnant energy that you've had that you didn't realize was still there and playing out in your energy and in your life. So allow for that this month, allow for that downtime to clear things out. Maybe again, mindful movement like yoga, meditation for sure is going to help a lot. Breath work, any of those types of things are really going to help you further your own healing to move this energy through you so that it's not stuck in your system. Okay, Reflector, that's what I have for you. Happy February. I'll see you next month. All right, last but not least, Manifestor. What does February have in store? Manifestors. Justice card, first one out. Maybe there was a situation that you feel like you were wronged and the scales are being balanced this month, Manifestors. And it's because you kept the faith. It's because you kept believing. You know, I don't have to take justice into my own hands. This situation is going to be made right in the laws of the universe. Oh, wow, I've become dehydrated during this video. So that feels very likely for you in February, Manifestor. Feels like there might be an opportunity that comes in that might take you by surprise, or that you might not see at first because you're focused on other things. So just make sure that you're aware of everything that's going on around you and being really present. Again, meditation, not to sound like a broken record if you've watched all of these readings, but it is the month to start a meditation practice. Something new is coming in for you too, Manifestors. Maybe you've had this new dream or new vision you want to pursue, and this month is when you start taking action towards it. Yeah, it's more aligned with your joy. It's more aligned with just being more playful, having more fun. Probably something that comes naturally to you. A lot of you might be second line profiles, 2-4, 2-5, 5-2, 6-2. Those profiles, because you're meant to do what comes naturally to you as a second line. So maybe doing more of that, drawing, singing, whatever it is that it's just like you get lost in and you do your thing and everyone's like, oh my God, how do you do that? And you're like, I don't know, it's like breathing to me. And they're like, come share your gifts with me. And you're like, I just do this for myself. Share your gifts. Queen of Pentacles, it's going to bring in a lot of money. Remember that you don't have to work so hard for everything that you're creating. You don't have to work so hard for money. It's just an energy you call in. And, Manifestors, you might be an energy type, but you still don't have a sacral. You got to rest a lot more than sacral beings do. You can't just do. You do, and then you rest, and then you do a little bit, and then you rest, longer bit, so give yourself that rest. It feels like a relationship is ending or starting. Yeah, that is unclear. But it feels like if it is a relationship that's ending, it's because there's something better coming in. So trust. If it leads you to feel peace, trust it because it's correct for you. If it leads you to feel anger over and over and over again, it's probably not correct for you. Okay. Don't get caught up in a mindset or a belief that your wish is not being fulfilled because you don't see it happening yet, right? I just posted an Abraham Hicks on my TikTok. Go check that out. It was from this video montage I made a while back of my adventures of living in Hawaii. And the audio to that is just so perfect. It's like, what you want is coming. Just don't throw a hissy fit because it's not here yet. Like, it's coming. It feels like if it's, related to this romantic interest, it feels like you might have thought that person was like the one, but again, there's someone better. Trust in that. And what you learn from this is valuable information that you can take forward with you in the rest of your life. You might feel stuck around this decision too. So trust your authority, trust your inner authority, because that is what's guiding you to make the right decisions. time and time and time and time again. Okay, let's get some more clarity for manifestors in February. Again, it feels like you guys are really going to be making a lot of money this month just through natural things and gifts. So many, the Chariot card has come out for a lot of types tonight. You're going to be victorious through this because you chose to move on and have greater harmony and balance in your life. You're going to be rewarded by the universe, so to speak. So just stand your ground and stand firm in what you want and what you desire to have, because it's meant for you. Otherwise, you wouldn't want it. You would want something else. Wheel of Fortune. Don't block your fortunes by indecision, right? Decide, make the decision. There is no wrong decision. Indecision is a decision. So make a decision and trust that it will always lead you to the right things, the right opportunities, the right people. Will always lead you to what is meant for you. And if it sends you on a detour, then you learn something from that decision and from that detour that you can move forward with that knowledge. So that's what I have for you, manifestors. Happy February. I feel like big things are in store for you all after this month. Could come in this month as well, but definitely bigger things are coming in after this month. So we have a lot to look forward to. And I will see you in the next video. Bye. And that's all I have for this month. So yeah, thanks for being here. Thanks for contributing your energy. I hope this resonated with you. I hope you have a wonderful February, and I will see you next time. Much love and bye.